Silly baby. Silly. He's got a porch now. Okay. Okay, the porch game. All right. Porch. You gotta talk it out. You going back up? You going back up there? Going back up to the ridge, huh? Welcome back. We're here with my guy with me tonight. Big Sad. We happy to have you back, my brother.
I'm back, brother.
How you feeling?
I feel pretty good, man. I feel better.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was down for a couple of weeks, man, and, had to recoup. But I feel much, much better, man. Glad to be back, though, I tell you that.
The Velvet Teddy Bear is here.
I'm back.
Hey, we here with Meet You in the Trenches, We love what we do. The night show, we have an action-packed show. We have two outstanding principals coming on tonight. We have Principal Mo from Forest Park.
Yep.
And Principal Reeves from Dunbar.
Yep.
We also got Donnell Dawkins coming in from Maryland High School Sports, so we can get some high school sports talk going on tonight
Absolutely.
as well. Very interesting week. Let's talk about this college playoff situation. What's your thoughts?
I don't like it.
First of all, we know you're happy that y'all good.
Yeah, we in there. So, but I didn't want to play the elephants though. My son used to say, "Dad, I didn't want to see the elephants. I wanted to see, Florida State." So, but that's real bad, man. That you couldn't get in because your quarterback wasn't available.
Like I say, that was interesting. And me personally, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that if Florida State struggled in that last game against a 14 seed, they was going to get bumped. And they did. They struggled. You on your third-string quarterback, you struggle against a 14 seed. It's a business. At the end of the day, college football is about making money, and who brings more money? Right now it's Alabama. The juggernauts. They knocked off Georgia. Me personally, I thought that Georgia should have made it too.
Negative. I don't think Georgia made it. So you agree with the SEC team bumping the ACC team out of
Yes, I do. You got to think about it. Georgia been number one forever. What was it, 2 years in a row they been number one? They lost one game in 40-something games.
Yep.
And they lose one by a close margin and get bumped out of the top four. So I don't know. I'm confused about that, but I get it. Texas is a good, it's a good pick. You got Michigan in there. I know you're happy about.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the matchups. What's your thoughts on the matchups?
I think it's been a close game in reference to Michigan and Alabama. I think it's two tough teams in the trenches. But of course, they +1 with the quarterback kid.
Yeah.
So and you're a defensive coordinator, so you know how hard it is to stop somebody that's a +1.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty tough. And I like Texas. I like Texas in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of slow the game down. I think they're gonna beat up them Washington. So I think it's gonna come down in the time of possession and keeping it from Penix.
You're gonna have to.
And winning it that way.
Yeah, you're gonna have to. I think Alabama playing just great football right now. Sometimes it's about your momentum, and Alabama playing their best football right now. I think when Michigan was picked to play Alabama, how they looked on screen showed me a lot, and not in a good way for Michigan. It's like they was like, oh man. You know what I mean? And that's a tough pill. That shows their mentality right now. So that may come into play as we get into the game, But that was.
I think it was mixed emotions. Like, dang, Florida State ain't make it, but we got the elephants. God,
it's tough.
Dang.
It's tough. Them juggernauts coming,
Yes.
And like I said, Washington do what they do, and they do it well.
Yeah, they do.
But like I say, Texas is playing good football. So
yes.
I think this. I know you won't agree with this, but I see an Alabama-Texas national championship game. I'm just giving you my honest opinion. What's your thoughts? Ed?
Yeah, I like Michigan, man. I got to go with my guys, but I like Michigan and Texas in the big one.
Okay.
Yeah, in the big one. But look, I want to give shout-outs to Coach Barnes is back from last week. And I didn't think that I was going to see him again, right? I thought, it's going to be a while before I see Coach Barnes again. And he's in the audience today, man. That's a blessing that I see old Coach Barnes, man. He's a legend in Baltimore.
Yes, he is. Yeah. Hey, and while we're on high school, let's jump to high school real quick, just for a second. Give a shout out to, we had 2 Baltimore City teams.
Absolutely.
To win state championships again,
Yep.
First, I got to talk about, just because I am an alumni, Dunbar, 13, and Dunbar on their 13th state championship. You know, shout out to them. Then Merville on that second state championship. Exciting, you know. It's showing that Baltimore City football is coming. It's coming. No, it's not coming. It's here, and we're going to keep growing it in multiple classifications and keep pushing.
But I just want to know, like, why don't we celebrate the city champion when you have every year 2 and 3 teams that come out of the city to win? So in retrospect, when we played y'all, when I was at Poly and you was at Emerson, that schedule was brutal.
It was.
And it's like, you know, you had Betrides at City, you was at Emerson, Coach Wren at Poly, you know, and then, you know, of course you had Dunbar, and then it's like we don't celebrate that city championship. Like, it's like passe.
Yeah.
Like, and why do you think it's passe?
Well, I mean, they had the parade was good. They had a parade. I mean, it was a bad day because of the weather, but they had a parade. I question about the number of fans that come out to the games. That's the support. That's why I'm not seeing enough of. You know, some of these playoff games, I think it should be better attended by Baltimore City. You know, if your team is not in it, you still should represent your city. You know what I mean, and be there. You know, but we're going into our first segment. Coming up next, we have the two awesome principals coming up from Forest Park and Dunbar. If you want to call in, you can call in at 240-681-9328. You call in. We'll be right back at you with Meet Us in the Trenches.
Meet us in the trenches.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group. Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We gotta give a shout out to our sponsors. We got Mouzone Food, Brainstream Media, and Tone Drone.
Drone Productions, baby.
We here at Mo's. You want to come on out? Come on by. Get some of this good food and this good company. We got a nice crowd in the building tonight. We're excited.
Live, too. We live broadcast, baby.
We live. Now we're back with two outstanding principals from Baltimore City.
Absolutely.
We have Principal Mo from Forest Park. And
Forest Park in the house, y'all.
Forest Park in here deep. And then we have Principal Reeves from the Dunbar High School.
Woo.
So let's start off. We're going to start with Principal Reeves to my left. What brought you into education?
So I would say genetics brought me into education. Both my parents are career educators. My grandmother was a daycare provider. So I would say it's just in my genes. Growing up, I didn't want to be a teacher. I wanted to go to law school. But when you get the call just has to get answered at some point. So I'm super honored to follow in my parents' footsteps. My mom is a college professor. My dad is a retired HR guru. And so I get kind of both sides of their skill in the principalship.
Oh, excited. Principal Mo, same question.
What brought me into education? I would say probably suspension services.
Okay.
Because I spent a lot of time getting suspended when I was in school, right? And so, no, it's just my calling. It is something that I never, ever wanted to do. It wasn't on my radar, but I kind of fell into it. And then the passion grew from there.
That's awesome. And then one thing I can say is watching both of y'all work and watching y'all programs, I love how y'all hands-on with y'all athletics. And a lot of people, especially a place like Baltimore City, we have a lot of issues. And we know that sports is a great deterrent to lead these young people down the road to success.
Absolutely.
And y'all put a lot of time, resources, and money into your programs. And first, I would like to applaud both of y'all for that. And that is awesome. So what gives y'all ways of being a principal and how much y'all do with athletics? What's your driving force?
I mean, I would just say that for high school, athletics is the heartbeat of the school, right? Like, sports is something that most high school students aspire to participate in. I mean, for us, we have over 200 student athletes at our school, so that's a good segment of our population. And it's really about, meeting kids where they are, where their passions are. So if they're passionate about sports or band or whatever it is, your job is to help elevate their passions.
I love it. I love it.
And I want to ask Coach Mo, the culture and climate, how was it when you first came in compared to where it is now?
Oh, you did me dirty with that question. So I would say it was a little shaky, right? We had prevalent hall walkers and students that weren't really academically sound. And what we have at the fabulous Forest Park now are empty hallways, full classrooms, and students who are striving at levels they never have before.
I love one thing else. Both of y'all programs were very successful this year on the football field. Both 1A, 2A teams, both deep in the playoffs, one state championship, one really close. So I applaud both of y'all programs and y'all coaches and just the environment. Tell me about your environment. How do y'all set the environment for your school climate?
So I think what happens with athletics actually begins in the classroom. So I was actually super excited when Coach Smith and that football staff wanted to do no academic probation for varsity. And so our varsity football players have to be eligible coming into the season. And I think that sets the tone that it's academics first and athletics is second. I think the year-round study hall really sets a firm expectation that, again, it's about academics first. We're also really making sure that young people who play sports understand that go to the next level is going to require some academic prowess, right? And so I do think that our football players set a really positive tone. Their bar is high for them, obviously, because of all the attention they get. They get a lot of support. But I really think it starts outside of the field, and it starts with what the academic expectations are.
I totally agree. I also feel that if your football program in any school is doing the right thing and off to a good start, it just makes your whole school year just roll, Go, what?
Yeah, so echo the same sentiments, same question. What was your question?
Well, the climate. How do you help produce your climate in your school?
So the one thing about football is you have with both teams, over 100 students, right? And 60% of our students at Forest Park play some sport, whether it's track, football, basketball, or something, right? And so they have the opportunity to really set the tone and the pace of a building. And so the accountability that happens with them really can flip your entire climate and culture positively or negatively, right? And true. So for us, we are, we're 100 years old this year, but we are a program that is up and coming, right? And so the biggest thing for us is the academics feeds the athletics feeds the academics, but it all produces hope, right? Because I've watched my program transform into a group of students who took the field because this was a game on the schedule, right? But sometimes were already beaten before they got on the field, to young men who hit people in the mouth when they get on the field because they know that they belong there and they deserve to win.
I love it. What are some goals, some things that y'all set in place that in the future for your program? Where do you see something you're going in the next 3 to 5 years?
So I'm super excited that we have one student who's at Harvard, who's doing really well there. So naturally, we would love to see more of our students become Ivy League college kids. I think that Josh certainly sets the foundation. But we do have other students who are coming right behind him with that academic potential, with that strong AP coursework done. And so I'm excited to see so many of our kids actually have a chance at D1 scholarships and to thrive in college as well as in high school.
I love it. Same questions.
So I would like to see, our students matriculate through AP and more of our students go to college, but I would also like to see more of our students in careers of their choice, right? Because sometimes college is not the answer for everyone, and that's okay, right? Because we need people who are going to go into the workforce and become masters at their craft as well. And so I want to see more of students with a plan when they leave us. We had the disadvantage this year of losing one of our star basketball players to the streets. He was murdered, right? Okay. And so I can't help but think about if he had a foolproof plan, right? We might have been able to do something about that. And so that's the goal for us, that you leave us with something to go to next, right? Positive and legal.
Yeah, I love it. I love both of y'all said the perfect answer. And the perfect answer is your path is your path. College is awesome. I love it. Like Harvard, that's a great goal. I love a young man from Baltimore City having that opportunity. And now when he opened that door up, then 3, 4, 5 more will walk that same door. Also career plan. These young people, because we need firefighters, police officers. We need all these great things in Baltimore City.
Absolutely.
And what y'all are doing in Baltimore City is going to continue to change the streets. Absolutely. It's going to change it. It's going to grow our city into a much better way. It's going to change this negative light on us. And once again, I applaud both of y'all for all y'all do for not only your students, but what y'all do for Baltimore City.
Thank you.
We're going to come right back at you with the next segment.
Got Coach Julio in the building. Coach Julio in the building.
We'll be right back. We'll meet you in the trenches.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divide through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group. Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divide through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group. Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divide through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen.
We back at it.
We back. Welcome back.
Meeting us in the trenches.
Meet us in the trenches.
Hey, we got if you want to call in, the number 240-681-9328. We have Donnell Dawkins coming in soon. But right now we have a special guest here. We have Coach Julio from Forest Park High School. Coach Julio. Welcome. How you feeling today, Coach?
I'm pretty good, man. Pretty good.
Trying to get Coach for a minute, man. Trying to get Coach for a while.
But we got
Good to
him.
see you, Coach. Good to see you, man.
We got him. Tell me.
It's a pleasure, bro.
Hey, how you feel about this season? Let's talk about the season.
I feel great, man. Kids made it real far. We won a regional, you know. It didn't win the ultimate goal that we wanted to win. But we, exceeded expectations. So I'm really proud of our guys.
Y'all did a fantastic job. I'm gonna tell you something I had to point out, and this is something my wife pointed out too. Number 4, when I interviewed him, how he spoke with elegance and
articulate.
It was awesome. It was awesome. And that goes to coaching. That goes to the environment that he's coming from the school and his parents. I mean, I definitely had to point that out. I was very proud of that young man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Coach. He's a real humble guy, man. He's a great young man. He does well in the classroom. He wants it. He's in the weight room. There's no bull, man. He was in the weight room on Monday after we lost, and that says a lot. I told him to take some time off, man. He's just like, nah, coach, I got enough time off already. And he's back in the weight room. The kid is incredible. Come from a real good background with his mom. His mom is a teacher too as well.
Okay.
So he's a great young man. Ty.
Yeah, man,
What's his grade class?
Oh, he coming back.
Yeah,
He's a junior, right?
Yeah, he's a junior.
He's a junior. He's a junior. Hey, gotta see him. I gotta see him again. But hey, a good young man. Great young man. I'm gonna say good. He's a great young man. You know, and I like just playing against you and watching your program. I like what you're instilling in your young men. You know, you can tell they work hard, the discipline, the respect. You know, it's a great group, and it shows that y'all are building a community around them young men. That's important.
Yes, sir.
That's important.
Yeah.
Like you said, Coach, man, it comes from, the Coach Bonds, the Roger Wrens, Coach Pompey. When it's in your roots, man, it's in all our roots. A lot of those guys coached together back in the day. And when you came back, man, I was so happy to hear that you came back because I believe we need more coaches like yourself in the inner city as well, man.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, that's big. I mean, one of the things, if you look at quality coaches always come from quality mentoring, and that's important. And you just named our three mentors, Coach Barnes, Coach Wren, and Coach Pompey. They instill something in us that we continue to instill in our young people. And that, if you want to be great, you got to tap into greatness. Until this day, I mean, we still have Coach Barnes here with us right now. Where
Yes, sir.
As a coach, I've never played it down for Coach Barnes, but he's on my speed dial. Yeah. I look back at my first year as head coach, and I was struggling. I was struggling. Things wasn't going well, and I reached out to him. And he gave me some words of encouragement, like, "You're doing the right thing. Keep going." You need that.
Absolutely.
You gotta have that. You gotta have that.
Well, I'm gonna say, I got a story, man. Like in 1985, 86, I was at Patterson. I was playing JV, and I never forget Forest Park coming to Patterson. So you had Coach Barnes and Coach Wren going at it, and I couldn't believe like how big and physical Forest Park was. And I mean, it was a battle, man. And I was JV there, and I'm looking like, I got to deal with this in like 2 years, playing varsity. But they have always been physical. Like, Forest Park has always been physical. And then I've heard stories, because I live up the street from Forest Park, my grandparents, and I've heard stories about Coach Reeves. You know what I mean? Being like that one that don't nobody play with, right? Like, he was the real deal. So, yeah, man, Forest Park, man, always been like that physical ball club, man.
I mean, always been sound, well coached, hard working. I mean, even as a player, when we played against Forest Park, we knew we was coming into, And then I like the fact that you continue that tradition of that Coach Barnes instilled. That's important because you are a product of his, and the greatness continues to grow. And I'm excited. I'm excited. What, give us some. What are you looking for in the future? Tell me about the future of Forest Park.
The future, man, just keep striving, keep pushing the kids. As long as we push them, they buy in, man. They already bought in already. So, you got to win in the classroom. When you win in the classroom, anything's possible. And the guys see it. They see guys going to school that they want, they played with last year. They see the offers they have this year as well already. So when they see that, they just buy in. Just keep pushing them.
That's it. I love it. Continue to do what you're doing, Coach. Like I say, we are excited to have you here, and we look forward to bringing you back more and more, And we're going to go to a quick break. Meet us in the trenches. Call us in the trenches.
Call us in at 240-681-9328.
We'll be right back.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group.
Welcome back, welcome back,
Welcome back.
We're here with our last segment. We got Donnell Dawkins from Maryland High School Sports. We're going to get into some high school sports here. But before we get there, let's talk about our sponsors once again. Said
We got Mo's Seafood, Pulaski Highway. Man, you got to get that shrimp salad sandwich. That thing got to be about that big. Ain't my line. And
that's what Grump just had?
yes, indeed.
Ooh,
we
it
got
look good.
Tone Drone Productions, and we got Brainstream Media.
Media. So let's get into it with Mr. Dawkins. Mr. Dawkins, you've been on here on the platform before, but not now this new platform. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Maryland High School Sports. Me and Coach D is the owners of Maryland High School Sports. We just added 6 other content creators with us, you know, so everybody can get on their different platforms. We've been doing this for 2 years. We started it just like with all the kids that we used to coach. That's how it really started. But we felt like we need to branch out to help other kids.
Okay. Talk the mic up a little bit, sorry.
All right, sorry about that.
Okay. A little well-rounded background. So let's talk about football. We just had Coach Julio off the show, just left the show. So tell us a little bit, what was your thoughts on the high school football season this year?
Me personally, I felt like the season was a little bit watered down. I felt like some of these teams should have had tougher schedules because I want to see more competition. And for me, I feel like they need to go back to the old platform by the point system and just going by full championships, because to me, I feel like the kids are not being challenged on the field.
Okay, I can see that. I mean, I understood why they went to that system, you know, coming out of COVID, and you couldn't really, because a lot of teams, schools are missing games because of COVID. Nothing you can do about the point system. But now we're post-COVID. I mean, I can see that. I mean, Maryland is a nice-sized state, but, you know, 6 state championships may be a lot.
Yeah, to me, that's a lot. And to me, it's like everybody making the playoffs in public schools. It's them first rounds and the second rounds be kind of watered down. It be too many blowouts.
Yeah. Say it.
Yeah, what's your criteria to kind of promote like the single player? Like, what's your criteria to kind of highlight that one player? Because my son like, Dad, I can't never make Maryland High School Sports. Like, why? I said, son, first of all, you're a 10th grader, 9th grader last year, but I said it takes a little time. But what's the criteria?
What you looking for? Yeah, what catches your eye?
It's really not a criteria because if you just send in your film, Coach D, he does all the graphics in the background, music, anything, sending your film, sending everything that like your top plays, your GPA, because now we're starting to change to we want you to have a better GPA in order for us to promote you on the platform. There's no use in me promoting you on the platform. You got 2.0, you can't get into college. So that's just a waste of time. So now we're trying to get the kids that's getting, I mean, I know the high school standard for your players is a 2.7. I'm trying to go bigger than that. I said a 3.2. I'm saying a 3.2, 3.5 because I want to get you up there. Because to me, I think our kids in Maryland is under-recruited. And they're not getting the looks that they need to get. And like this past weekend, I went to the BTC All-Star game. To me, I felt like they should have been promoted a lot more to get a lot of these kids on the platform because I'm like, really a lot of people didn't know about it. The same thing about the Baltimore County senior game that they had at, I think they had at Milford. A lot of people didn't know about that. And it's, to me, I think, like, and then they just had the Eastern Shore game on Sunday. A lot of people didn't know about that. So how can we get these kids out there and having all these All-Star games, but nobody don't know about them? So I feel like the guys that's putting these All-Star games together need to reach out to the content creators to get them to blast all over, and let's have them type of games at Morgan, Towson, Bowie, some of these schools that need help. So I feel like we can try to keep the talent in the state.
Yeah, well, that's another story between Baltimore Touchdown Club and then you got Baltimore City football, and people kind of misconstrue it and think it's the same thing, but it's really not. And it's a lot of tension between Baltimore City and Baltimore Touchdown Club, and I just don't understand why, because it's called the Baltimore Touchdown Club, but that's a whole nother show in itself. Yeah. But tell us a little bit about you, and I heard you was a great back at Parkville. What's your story?
What's your background?
Yeah. Well, what's your steez?
I mean, my background, I went to Parkville High School, love Parkville High School. My son went to Parkville High School, but I actually transferred him out to Mount Carmel for his senior year. Parkville got a new coaching staff. They had a decent year. I mean, academic-wise, he got them kids up academic-wise, so they had a decent year. They did okay. I felt like they could have did better by them only playing. To me, I feel like they played a fall schedule. I tried to go to Montgomery Community College and play, but it was back then. It was rough.
Yeah.
So I started coaching, played a little bit semi-pro, coach, got out of coaching. Right now, I keep dabbling my foot and saying, should I coach, should I not coach? It's kind of tough for me. I'm like, it's a lot of commitment, a lot of politics. I'd rather just help the kids right now, but if a perfect opportunity ever come up, I think I'll take it, and my staff will take it too. So we always looking, but it's just rough.
It is. I mean, like I said, the coaching piece is very time consuming, but something I want to go back to. When you said the young men that you're promoting, you're looking for a higher GPA. I like that because there's no point in watching a kid 3 years of awesome film with no grades. Yeah. And then they're stuck. And people don't realize the JUCO route is an option, but it's not an easy option.
Yeah. Then you got the prep school route as well now.
Yes. With a lot of schools not using the SAT anymore, it should be even better and more in our favor for us to get more of our young men out there. But we gotta seize these opportunities. One of the problems is our young folks are so immature when they get to high school. So they ninth grade, they're playing, they don't understand, they're getting C's, they're getting D's, and then junior year it clicks in at college, but then sometimes it's too late.
Yep.
So I applaud you for that. That is a good move, because now it's going to force kids. If I want to be on that platform, I got to bring my grades up.
And the biggest thing, so if you look at our platform, we got a lot of football, a lot of basketball. We try to reach out to the soccer kids. We try to reach out to the volleyball. We try to reach out with everything. I'm big on wrestling right now. So
okay.
I just went to the Madonna tournament last weekend, and seeing wrestlers from all over from Virginia Beach, Delaware, New York, New Jersey. So they had all the top wrestlers there. So I stayed there for that whole weekend, which was real nice. Madonna is a beautiful campus.
Oh, yes.
And they put on a very good wrestling tournament.
Okay.
So, I mean, we got content creators that help out too. So we got people from all over now, because we trying to reach just not Baltimore City, Baltimore County, Eastern Shore, Western Maryland. We want to know the best talent in Maryland, period.
Let's get them all.
But you know, sometimes it's kind of hard to reach out to the other sports because the kids don't want to send in their stuff, or we can't find you.
Right.
So we're just not trying to be known for football or majority basketball. We want all around kids.
Okay.
And then right now we're trying to build something for us and our brand. Next year we're trying to build an all-star game to put the kids out there for football. And then we're going to work on the basketball and other sports and other sports.
Nice.
That's why we're trying to work together and just not be, it started out as two, now we're trying to branch out and build other people and bring other platforms together to help us out. Because we can't do it all as one.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
that
that's
makes
nice.
perfect sense.
That's nice. Forest Park in the house,
So
baby.
let's transition. We talked about football. Let's transition to basketball. Give us some thoughts about this upcoming basketball season. Who you like out there?
Well, I mean, I really didn't get into basketball yet, but my school, from what I see right now, they got Newtown ranked #1 for Baltimore County. I've been seeing a lot of Carver highlights. I've been seeing some Forest Park highlights. I mean, my squad last year won at Parkville, but that coach then moved on to Loyola.
Okay.
And that team that team is totally broken up. Everybody moved here and there, so
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get to one of their games to see them. I know City had a good basketball team last year, and they went deep, so I'm gonna check them out. So I really don't have a team right now. I'm gonna try to wait till like mid-season to see how everything go.
Well, like you said something about them Carver Bears. Them Carver Bears basketball team looking real good right about now. Great poise, got a great coach, great staff. They're doing great things. I like them. I like them Bears.
Yeah. Well, you supposed to.
Yeah. But you said City. City they went 28-0, state champions and all that. I know they graduated a lot of people. So like you said, mid-season we're gonna kind of see where we are. I know Emerson played Carver. First game, Emerson ended up winning by 6, but it was a good game. Emerson has got talent.
Yeah, it was good last year.
DJ Dansler looking good. They got the big 6'9" kid. They got a couple shooters. So I like where Baltimore City basketball is going. It kind of reminds me of previously back in the early 90s when you had the Dunbar, the Southerns, you had the Walbrook, you had the Southwesterns, you had Lake Clifton. And it was quality teams, and it was quality matchups, That's what I see right now.
It's like Dunbar transition. They went from being a basketball school, now they're a football school.
Well, I was very instrumental in that transition. I mean, one thing that hurt Dunbar basketball, I can be honest, is moving to the state association.
Okay.
When Dunbar could no longer travel, it a lot of them kids started going to private schools.
Okay.
Because up until my 10th grade in Dunbar, we were going to Hawaii every other year, St. Louis, Myrtle Beach. But then when we got the state association, you can only travel 300 miles. So if I can go to St. Francis, Mount St. Joe, Calvert Hall, and go travel and play all these other tournaments, that's where a lot of kids went. But I see a lot of that basketball talent is matriculating back to staying in the public school, and I love that. So you talking about wrestling. Wrestling is a very lucrative sport scholarship-wise.
Yes.
And a lot of kids don't realize that. People don't know Baltimore City has a great tradition of wrestling. So what's your thoughts on what is something we could do to help even promote wrestling even more?
I think we need more wrestling rec programs. So I mean, it's a lot of kids, they stray away from wrestling because they don't understand it. But now we're starting to get a lot of first-year wrestlers in some of these programs. And plus, wrestling condition is totally different than any condition there is.
Brutal.
That's like the most toughest condition it is.
Brutal.
And wrestling for them 2 minutes, that's tough. That's real tough. And it's kind of hard to teach because kids don't understand, the moves. Everybody think, because you're strong, it's a lot of technique.
Yes.
A lot of it's real technical. And so me watching it for the last 3 years because my son wrestled, I done learned a lot.
Okay.
And so he's been to states twice.
Okay.
And right now this is his first year in private school, so now he's learning that running through the public school is easy for him.
It's different.
But when you come to private school and these kids, they just go to that private school just to wrestle, and how technical it is, so he's starting to learn. And he's like, I'm still doing what I can do, But now I got to be more technical. Right? It's not all about slamming kids. You know, I got to know how to work my ground moves, how to shoot my underhooks, how to do my fireman, you know, how to do my crossface and stuff like that. And so now they, you know, the coaches there are more hands-on and they're breaking it down. So it helps a lot. But some of the public schools that I did see that had, like, last year I know Newtown had a real good wrestling program.
Okay.
I like Hartford Tech wrestling program. Their coach was one of the winning coaches in Maryland.
Okay.
Owens Mills got a real good wrestling program. Park Road had a good wrestling program. It's some good wrestling. Prairie Hall always got a good wrestling program because they start from that rec. That rec is real good.
That's important.
So that rec kids always translate and go to the high school level. So it's just, even with the sports period, a lot of our high school sports need to reach out to the youth sports and youth coaches to build these programs together.
You got it.
Because, you know, all that stuff at the end of the day go hand in hand.
That's important. That's important. Everything you said, I agree with. One of the things about wrestling is when you start. A lot of them, like them private school kids, they've been wrestling since they could walk.
Yep.
You know, so a lot of times, if you might be strong, you might be more physical, but that technique is going to get you to that next level. I mean, my oldest son wrestles, so I watched the gruel and the grind and how brutal wrestling is. You know, so that's important. That's important. You know, so I love it. I mean, wrestling is a man sport. One thing about wrestling is you can't blame it on nobody else.
Nope, because it's all you. It's individual. There's no. I mean, you have your team duels and you have your individual duels.
Right.
But you know, wrestling is a skill. I mean, it just watching how them kids get bent up like pretzels and seeing them fight. I mean, it's tough.
It is.
I look at all the different weight classes. To me, the lighter weight classes are more skilled than the heavier weights, because all the heavyweights they do a lot of grappling.
Yeah,
with the young
like sumo.
With the lighter weights, they get to the moves.
Yeah.
And I mean, they do a lot of shooting, a lot of working the moves and grabbing the arms and getting the legs, and it's just whoo. I done seen some stuff.
Yeah. So hey, said, look, you should have been a wrestler, said.
No, I'm too nice with it. I'm too nice. I've been to ball somebody up. No, if somebody balled me up, I would have got mad. Like, we taking it out to the street. But I got a lot of questions for Coach Barnes, man, and Coach Barnes is in the audience. I can't let him leave without asking him a couple questions. My first question to Coach Barnes is, the Baltimore Touchdown Club, right? Give me a brief synopsis on how it got started and why and how come them other folks kind of took it over, and why did they take it over, and how did they take it over?
Let's talk about it.
Baltimore Touchdown Club actually got started with a group of private and parochial school and public school coaches. The private school coaches kind of took the lead after a while. A lot of the Baltimore City public school coaches who were involved were coaching different sports, and they were going from one sport to another. And one of the guys, Scott, another one, Glenn, they were not educators. So when their 9 to 5 was over, they had more time to spend, with the Baltimore Touchdown Club.
Okay.
But I thought it gave a lot of exposure to Baltimore City, Baltimore County, surrounding counties. I think it gave a lot of exposure to all of our kids.
Okay.
So it's still a worthwhile club. I think that, we should get back into it. And when I say we, Baltimore City, the way we used to.
So let me ask you this then. Since we have a lot of Baltimore City programs have some issues with it, right?
Right.
Since we do have those issues, how about us starting Baltimore City Coaches Association? And they have made numerous attempts to try to start it. What do you think help us start it and sustain it?
To start it, we have everything we need to start a Baltimore City club. We have the people who are interested. There are great coaches in Baltimore City. And of course, I got to say Julio is one of the best, and so is Dante.
Absolutely.
So is Dante. And include yourself in there, Sid.
Yes, sir.
You all of you, and I mean that sincerely. You're all
Yes.
great coaches.
Yes.
So you have the makings of starting that club.
Yes.
Now, one thing I'd like to say, Sid, is this.
Yes, sir.
When the Baltimore Touchdown Club was in its true fruition, again, like I said, it did a lot for the kids, but we ran into some prejudice. And
Yes,
I'm
sir.
calling it like it is.
Yes, sir.
I coached, I think, 9 of their games.
Wow.
3 as head coach, one all 3.
Yeah.
And of those 9, a lot of our black kids had to be superstars to get on the field.
Right.
So I'm calling it like it is.
Yes.
And now, to answer your question again, Sid, I think what is needed is just if the Baltimore City coaches would just meet, organize, get it on paper, and of course you got to find sponsors.
Yes.
And you know, in the inner city that's sometimes kind of rough.
Okay.
But it can be done because the bottom line is that you're getting more exposure for
To
your
the
athletes.
For the kids. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I have a question, Coach. I'm just happy. I got a question for Miss Barnes.
All right, here you go.
Right.
All right,
Yeah,
put her on the spot.
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Put her on the spot,
I'm
Tay.
gonna put you on the spot. One thing, me being a coach and having a wife that goes through the turmoil of being a coach's wife, tell me, how have you maneuvered through these many years beside Coach Barnes and do it so gracefully?
Well, first of all, it wasn't easy, especially when you had 2 sons that's playing football and they went on to college to, to continue their careers and everything. But, if I had to do it all over again, trust me, I would. I had to work a full-time job, had to figure out if Chris was playing this game or OJ was playing this game or my husband Obi, he's coaching one game. So, being on the go, it had its challenges. Right. But like I said, if I had to do it all over again, yes, I would do it.
We applaud you. We applaud you, Ms. Barnes. Awesome. We have a couple questions on Facebook chat. One question is about McKim's Wrestling. And I believe McKim's is still around as a wrestling program, correct?
I'm not sure.
I know Beat the Streets is around. I believe McKim's may be still around, but I know Beat the Streets. A lot out here, we're doing a great job with that Beat the Streets wrestling program. I know I seen Bruce Pendle's out there working with them and things like that. But let's come back to our final thoughts. What are some final thoughts for your show? Give us a recap of something looking forward to what you're going to do.
Like I said, the biggest thing that we're working on right now is trying to put together an all-star game for the kids, the under-recruited kids, because we always promote the big 9 kids. We don't give the under-recruited kids a chance.
Okay.
We just talked about the BTC. My biggest issue was, why are we paying $100 for these kids to play?
Mm-hmm.
So we paying $100. Only thing you got was a jersey, a skelly, and a T-shirt.
Okay.
So my whole thing is, I don't want my kids to pay. I want them to be free, and I want you to get a whole uniform. I want, just like they promote the Loyola and Cowboy Hall games that come on TV, I want us to be on TV too, because it's an all-star game.
That makes sense.
So why can't we get the same platform that they get?
I love it.
And right now, I just feel like that we're not giving these kids enough. So we already know the big-time kids. That's good.
Right.
Give us that little gym kid that's been working in the gym all summer long just to get on that field, to go out there, or whatever sport they play. I just want to get enough sponsors and people to work together as a team to put our kids out there and get them to the next level. And if these kids need help with grades and anything like that, we can get some of these tutors out here to help kids, because that's the only way we're going to move forward.
That's a change. That's the change. Like I say, you make a great point. It's a lot of these hidden gems we have in this area that need an opportunity. So I love that point. Said, any final thought before we get out of here?
Just for the folks that's in attendance tonight, make sure you continue to follow us. And I'm so glad you came out. And shout out to Principal Mo and Principal Reeves and Maryland High School Sports with Mr. Dawkins. And really appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Follow us on Instagram and Meet Trenches, and also on Facebook. A final shout out to our sponsors: Moose Seafood, Brainstream Media, Tone Drone. Hey, we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Let's continue packing this house.
2 and 2.
Hey, we'll be back. We'll update you. We know we got the Christmas holiday coming up, so it may not be exactly 2 weeks, but we'll be back at you real soon. Have you.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group.